So I'm with Bryan Albright at the Capel Manor show in October 2012. I've known Bryan many years and I've got quite a few of his pots in my trees. I was particularly excited really when I first met Bryan at one of the ginkgo shows, and we've become friends ever since. So hey, anyway, here we are. Hello Bryan.
Hello.
So, how's the show been for you today?
Bit slow, but the shows are slow this year.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, most of my work comes off the internet, and I tend to get more sales from that side of things these days.
Yeah, I think as well, you're very much a potter that people commission, aren't you?
Yeah.
You do pots to commission more than anything else.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're firing electric.
I'm fire electric. I have quite a big kiln, which I built myself, and it's I can get a pot just over a metre long inside and about 65, 70 wide.
So what's the cubic metre of the kiln?
Good question.
It's big.
It's big, yeah.
Okay.
It's probably. I don't think there's many bigger ones in Europe even amongst the.
No, I know.
Potters.
We've actually got a couple of the. If we have a look here, we've got a couple of the bigger. What's the size of the biggest pot at the bottom there?
That bottom one is about 30 inches, which is about what 80, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, 80 centimetres, right? Okay. I mean, we were talking earlier about a new concept, new ideas, and new pots that you're making. Can we have a look at that?
Sure.
So,
something like this is a kind of a different sort of approach. I really like making these kind of, what we call nanban pots.
Sorry, what is it?
Nanban.
Where's that from?
It's from Japanese, and it means the sort of southern barbarians, I believe.
Well, I tell you what, I've come down from the north, and there's a few southern barbarians here for sure.
Well, what it started off as was something like this.
Yeah.
Without the holes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What they were the lids of the big Chinese jars.
Right. Oh, I know the one. Yes, yes.
And then with the Japanese always like to reuse things in a different way, and so they started,
And then they punched some holes in the bottom.
Yeah, and then they started commissioning them because they like this very rough character.
Yeah.
And it suits what they call the literati trees, which were the trees, made by the literati.
By the intellectuals,
the
yes.
Intellectuals.
Yes, of course.
And it went with the, this whole concept that came through from the Sung dynasty, the little brush paintings and landscape.
So on this, we look at this pot. What would you envisage? What tree would fit well with this pot?
Well, it's obviously a deeper one than we usually use. So, I would look at using something like a flowering fruiting tree.
Right.
Something old, something with really nice old bark.
Character bark in it, of course, yeah.
Bark. It could be hawthorn, it could be sloe, those kinds of things.
My favourites.
Yeah, a really nice old tree.
But we're looking at something this has been coiled, yeah? It's a coil.
Yeah, it's coiled. It's actually probably 3 coils, this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What I do is I'll make a big fat coil, probably a metre long or more, and then I'll flatten it, and then I'll add it to a cut-out base, and then I'll add another one.
Okay.
And then I'll work into it, and this is just sort of freehand, the fingerprints as you go.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this one I probably added a smaller rim on top of that, and then just rounded it off by hand, smoothed it off.
But there's definitely a move towards this more rustic, powerful pot, which certainly your range here is definitely displaying, for sure.
I really like making these because, even though it seems kind of a bit off the wall, they're not at all easy to make them successfully. Because they've got to have the right amount of control and the right amount of letting go.
Yes. But you know, if you compare it to calligraphy, calligraphy works best when it's ultra simple, and I think this is what you have. The simplest things are often the hardest to do.
Yes, absolutely.
They are.
You know, the more formal pots, the ones, these kind of shapes, it is, you know, it's a much more formal way of presenting the tree, and it's different, very different disciplines. So I have the benefit of both. You know.